Ready, Reds? Engage!
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week I checked out Absolution, or if you prefer the original title, The Journey Absolution. And this 1997 film was directed by David Ducote and stars Mario Lopez, Jaime Pressly, and Steve Wilder, among others of course. The story of this movie takes place in a world where the Earth has entered a new ice age, like a comet hit the Earth and now it's, all ice age all over again. And the United States is now the new United States, and they have these military kind of training centers all over the world. And so Mario's character, he's a new cadet, and he gets transferred to the one in Antarctica. So he goes there, and everyone's just like so mean and so stressed out all the time there. And it turns out there's also a secret cult going on at this base, and they are called the Z Team, and they're like trained by the leader of the military base. And I guess it's for like a special mission or something. It's never really kind of told. Well, it does actually kind of work out in the end, and you get all these answers. But for the most part, you don't really kind of know what's their purpose. But Mario there, he says, yeah, let's join this cult military team. Like, that sounds like what I want to do. So he's working towards that. And yeah, along the way, there's all this other stuff going on, and what will happen? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. So what works with it? Well, it is like a TV movie, and this one doesn't have a very good rating on IMDb. It's like 2.5. And I thought it was, not a particularly good movie, but one that I actually really got into. I actually kind of enjoyed this one. I thought the acting was just so hammy the whole time that I'm just like laughing at their performances. Like, they are just so stressed out, so angry, so like intense all the time. Like, it kind of looks like they're all trying to give themselves aneurysms like the whole time that this thing's going on. And I don't know, I think when I watched it, like, I was having a rough day that day, and just to see all of these people so intensely just try to bring each other down, I don't know, I was there for it. I thought that was just so wonderful. It's all over the top acting, super hammy, and as a B-movie lover, like, I was into it because of that. It was just so interesting just to see them yell insults at each other the whole time. Not the whole time, of course, but a bunch of the time they're just yelling these insults at each other like you would expect, maybe at a military base or something like that. And some of the insults are actually kind of clever. Not all of them. Some of them don't fly too much, in this year, but in 1997, why not? And I don't know, it was just kind of mesmerizing. You get into these characters, everything's just in your face intensity all the time. In addition, it is a B movie, and I absolutely love certain B movie qualities of it. I was just laughing half the time at like what was going on. Like, they have this cult, right? And the cult like operates and does all of their, rituals or whatever in their underwear. And so it's just like a bunch of guys just standing there in these like long john white underwear. And then they have other scenes where they're just like hanging out in their bunker, and it's just them hanging out in their white underwear. And there's just so many guys just standing around in their underwear just all the time. I don't know, it's kind of funny that way. And there's just a lot of actually laughable moments in this one. There's one where they like yell like, take him away, wait, bring him back, or something like that. I'll try to clip it in here for you.
Get him the fuck out of here. Wait, hang on 1 second.
And that was just one moment. So there were quite a few things that I just chuckled at and laughed at. I just thought it was so, mesmerizing that way. It's got the hammy acting. It's got the unintended comedy. I mean, for a B-movie lover, that's what you love about these movies. And this one, I think, provides that. In addition to all the men in, their underwear hanging out, there is also Jaime Pressly in this one. And she does, some nudity in this one. So if you're into that, there's something for everyone, I guess, that way. And so, yeah, it's just kind of wonderful acting. Jaime was actually like one of two people who weren't really hamming it up. It was Jaime and Mario were not really hamming it up, but everyone else was just so intense. So yeah, you fall in love with a lot of the different characters, probably for all the wrong reasons. But yeah, I really thought everyone did a good job. Of course, on the B movie level that way, but yeah, I thought it was interesting. Other than that, I think the story is actually enjoyable. There are some issues, of course, and we'll talk about those. But for the most part, it is just, one of those B-movie stories. With this movie, it takes place all underground in this base. And so it's just, people talking in rooms, but they have other things going on and they're fighting each other and, all of this different stuff. And it's actually kind of interesting, especially towards the end. There's some twists and turns that, I didn't really see coming, and anytime you can surprise me, I'm enjoying it. And so, yeah, there is quite a few things from this one that I would say are worthwhile watching for. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this movie. Well, it's a B movie from 1997, made for TV. And so, of course, not everyone's going to be in for it. It's got a pretty low score, as I mentioned, on IMDb. But I think, the acting is really intense, and I loved it for it. And if you don't like seeing people just yell insults at each other for, a wide range of time, then this is certainly not going to be for you. And then the acting on top of that and how they're yelling at each other just kind of seems abusive, but that's kind of what happens, in military training and things like that. Also, it's got some other B-movie stuff in there that I am there for. Of course, not everyone's going to like it. Everything's made of plywood, so anytime they touch the wall kind of wobbles. It happens a bunch of times. And some of the times they even crash into the wall and the wall falls down. I think that's more in their little paintball area, I guess. But all of the walls everywhere just seem so cheap. And then what else? I think every scene kind of goes on for a little bit too long. It kind of seemed like they, got the rights for whatever music they were playing, and so they were going to use the whole time. Even the sex scene, and it's between Mario and Jaime, so I'm not complaining, but it just keeps going on and on and on. And then the song actually plays out, and then the scene ends, and you're like, oh, they were just waiting for the song to end, really? And I don't know, it's just funny that way. And so if you can appreciate things ironically in this movie, then this is going to be one for you. What else can I say about this one? Well, it's always a great sign when the name of the movie doesn't match up to the name of the movie inside the movie on the title card. The title card reads The Journey Absolution, and I think you can find it under Absolution. You can find it on Tubi underneath that title. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just right from the beginning, right? Right from the beginning, you're like, what am I getting into? And I gotta say, I was there for that. As for a recommendation, well, if you're a B-movie lover and you enjoy sci-fi, certainly you can turn this one on. With this one, I did see it was on Tubi. I didn't watch it on Tubi, but I saw it was there. And so if you're looking for it, it's out there for you to enjoy. As for a rating, well, I'm going to give it a 3.4 because I think most audiences will probably find it mildly interesting throughout. I'm going to give it a shadow score of 4.5, which is the good bad score. I think with a bad movie enthusiast like myself, certainly inches its way to that good bad movie status. And there are things to enjoy that way. So with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So check this one out or don't, it's up to you. Like and subscribe as always, and I will see you next time. Peace out.